Hey everyone, this is Tony Gomez. In this Creative Start lesson, we're going to be contrasting loud and soft. So in the example that I just gave you with the pandero, you heard the same rhythm, but it was played louder at one point and then softer at another point. Young people will be able to distinguish the idea of dynamics, which is the musical term that we use to describe volume or how loud or soft something is. As you'll see in the example, we start with the same idea as energizing our bodies with rhythms by creating patterns using body percussion. But what we do is we change the volume of those patterns. And first we'll demonstrate for the students a contrast between loud and soft sounds. And then afterward, we will ask them to help distinguish and use their own volume control to be able to tell us when something gets loud and when something gets soft. Eventually, students will be able to lead the activity themselves. All right, so we're gonna do a rhythm activity just like we do in the energizing game, but this time I'm gonna change something about the rhythm. So listen carefully and see if you can figure out what changes. I'll just do it by myself first, okay? Everybody figure out what changed?
It got slower.
You know what? Something changed, but it wasn't the speed. It wasn't the tempo that changed. Any other ideas?
Did it get louder and then quieter?
It did. It got a little bit louder and then it got really soft, but the speed stayed the same. So let's practice it again. This time I'm going to change the volume or how loud it is, and you guys are going to put your thumb out, and when it gets really loud, put your thumb up, and when it gets soft, put your thumb down, and then when it's in the middle, hang out right in the middle. Okay? You ready? Mm-hmm. Here we go. All right. Good. Now, do one of you want to lead it?
Sure.
Now there are lots of variations you can do. You can take the same activity and instead of doing body percussion, you can use sound clips from a media device. You can even create found object percussion with objects that you have around your home or child care center. The variations you can create are endless, but the main concept to go throughout the whole activity is that idea of holding two different variables in one's mind at the same time. And that's something that we can really help young children to develop, not only in terms of music, but in terms of many different subject areas. So in this context, we're talking about how volume can operate separately of things like tempo or speed. So again, an example is I'm not changing the speed or the pattern of what I'm doing, but I've changed the volume or the dynamics. Have fun and good luck.